If you're taking your 2018 or newer 4-door JL Wrangler off-road and you want a set of steps, it's going to offer solid coverage. These rocker steps will be a great set to do it with. Now these will be great for whatever type of driving that you're doing with your JL, whether it's overlanding and you want that peace of mind that your pinch weld and your rocker is going to stay protected from those larger obstacles, any fire trails for protection from kick up, or even day-to-day 4-door dings in the grocery store parking lot. Now while these will do a great job when it comes to protection, these will also be great for accessibility if you and your passengers need a boost up into the Jeep and want a set that will balance the two very nicely. This set will have a pretty cool design with a pentagonal upper tube here, which will offer solid coverage to the pinch weld and a complete well-fitted appearance to the step. Tubing on the outside is also going to have an offset approach to it, so you can still slide off of an obstacle if you need to off-road while adding some character to the look of the step. Now with that step-down approach, the front will offer about 5 inches roughly to plant your foot and about 4 inches roughly in the back, both with stamped cutouts on the top with a raised edge, which will give you that extra traction that you need for muddy boots on the trail and of course rainy days. These will be able to hold up very well to the trails that you take them on thanks to the heavy-duty carbon steel construction with 1 3/4 inch steel tubing. Now on top, this will also have a wrinkled texture black powder coat finish, which will resist rusting on the steel and resist any surface scratches over time. Now the steps will also be completely bolt-on, so you won't have to worry about any modifications or drilling when it comes to the install. These will be roughly $350, and compared to other rocker steps available on the page, that's pretty average of a price point. Now what I do like about this set though is that compared to others, the large bar up at the top gives them a very complete appearance, and these are going to have that dynamic step down look without compromising any space to plant your foot. Now some steps may focus on mainly accessibility and some just on protection, but this is going to balance the two incredibly well, making this a great choice for your build if you want the best of both worlds for your JL. Install will be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and it should take you about 2 hours to get the job done. Now at this point we can head over to our shop and check out a detailed breakdown on how to put these onto your JL at home. So that's going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and get into it.
For this install you need a 3/8 ratchet, a 16, a 13, a 10mm socket, a 17, and a 10mm wrench. All right, today we're going to be installing some rocker steps on our Wrangler, so let's get started. All right, we're going to get our steps ready. We're going to put our brackets on our steps first. You'll note that there are driver's side and passenger side brackets and steps. Just make sure you know which ones that you're working with. Just check your part numbers. Just a note for the brackets that mount to the steps itself, there are different ones. As you can see on the front, there's just normal flange. The middle, there's a slight notch. And the rear, there's a little C cutout. All right, we're going to put our bracket on. What we're going to do is we're going to put our bracket in place. Then we're going to install our supply bolts that come with our washers already attached. All right, then we're just going to grab our ratchet with our 13mm socket and tighten them down. All right, you can do the same thing for the other 2 brackets on this step and for the other 3 brackets on the other side. All right, now you can just do the same thing for the other 2 brackets on this side and the other 3 brackets on the other side. All right, now we can install our brackets that are attached to the body. As you can see, the front one is different from the rear 2. So we're gonna start with our front one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our supplied hardware. We're gonna grab our bolt, flat washer. This bracket will go on the inside of the body. Slide that through and then do a flat washer and then the nut on the back side. Do the same thing in here. All right, we're just gonna leave that loosely installed until we get everything in place. And then we're gonna do the same thing with our back middle bracket. All right, this one does install the same way. All right, you can do the same thing for the rear bracket and then do the same thing on the other side of the vehicle. All right, now you can either get another set of hands or something like a stool just to help you support it in place. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna slide it back in place. These brackets will attach to the back side of the one that we mount onto the vehicle. All right, now we can go underneath and fasten our bolts. All right, now we have 2 bolts left to install on each bracket. You'll have a shorter and a longer one. The longer one will go up through the top on the other side of this bracket, and the larger one will go through here. We're gonna start with our top one. You're gonna take that bolt, take the lock washer and the flat washer, and just thread that in up the top. All right, and we take our other bolt, slide our washer through, slide it through our bracket, washer and nut on the back side. All right, now you can get everything loosely installed on the other 2 brackets, and then we're gonna tighten this down. All right, now we're gonna start by tightening our 2 10mm bolts. So we're gonna grab our ratchet and 10mm wrench and tighten them down. All right, now we're gonna tighten our top bolt that goes into the top of our body. It's a 13mm bolt. All right, and then lastly, we will tighten our nut and bolt here. The head side is a 16mm, nut is a 17mm. All right, now you just go tighten everything else on the other 2 brackets and the other side of the vehicle. All right, now that you got everything in place, what you might need to do is you might need to loosen up some bolts and some brackets just so you can adjust everything properly. But once you get it where you want it, just tighten everything down. All right, and that wraps up our install of our rocker steps for our 2018 and newer Jeep Wrangler JL 4-door. And remember, for everything Wrangler, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.